Okay, hello and welcome on board this easyJet Switzerland flight, or easyJet Swiss flight from Madrid up to Geneva. So as usual, we'll get things underway, and then if anyone is actually here, we will chat. If not, I'll just talk to myself as usual. We're running alternate weather for X-Plane again, because I'm a sucker for punishment. No, I've had a play about the settings and hopefully it should work nicely now, but anyway, we'll talk more about that in a minute. Let's get the show on the, I was going to say road, on the sky, I guess. In the sky. So we're in Marcinich, landing a battery 1-2 on. AP master start. Oops. Good. Let's get my charts up a second. We're departing out 18 right, I believe. So yeah, it's going to involve a bit of yeah, we'll probably want to come out to the left and taxi around the bottom of the runway rather than try and go across it, I would imagine. Madrid's always quite an awkward airport to deal with. Doesn't seem to be anyone inbound to Madrid, fortuitously. Okay, APU is online. Simple engineering, cabin lights, parking brakes set, hydraulic pumping. Let's see now, flaps are up, ground spoilers, probe, window heat, and APU bleed. Before I forget, which I have a habit of doing, fly, start. Can't believe I actually managed to remember that. Okay, we'll get the Deers line next. The FS Labs, by the way, is grounded until I've sorted out the problems with it. It seems other people are having a similar issue to me with the nose down attitude, and it's sliding off the runway. I'm now in the process of trying to get that sorted out, because I do want to be able to use it. It is a good add-on when it works. Animation, auto engine, strobe lights, auto. Radio panel on, radio navigator, altimeter sets. Oh, what's our local QNH here? Let's see if Active Sky is going to tell me if it's feeling nice. 1014, there we go. One notch round, not too bad. Okay, so QNH sets. ATC clearance, well, there is no ATC here, unfortunately, so we'll go straight ahead and program in our FMC. So we're here in Madrid, LEMD. It's not a long sector by any means, up to Geneva. It's about an hour and a half. There's Geneva. So nice, it's fine. Cost index, so about 7. We're going to be cruising at 380 for this flight. We can get the performance data all plugged in. Center of gravity is going to be, trim position rather is going to be up 1.2. Put that in the performance page. Up 1.2. Excellent. And then we come to the flight plan. So we are departing out, I believe I'm departing out from 18 right. Tells us there's no SIDS available. I wanted the Pina 2 Bravo departure, but there's no SIDS available, so we'll just go direct to Pina, I guess. That's interesting. 18 right. Or should I take... Tell you what, I might mix it up a bit. If I take 14 right instead. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, we've changed our departure runway. I'm going to take 14 right instead, I've decided. If anything, because it's a shorter taxi. So, interesting layout of runways actually here in Madrid. Sort of in a dogleg shape. And you've got two runways north-south, and then the other two sort of northwest-southeast, sort of at the bottom of the north-south runways. So yeah, it's quite interesting. So let's just come back to their departure. So we're now taking 14 right. That gives us a choice of SIDs. PNR2B is the one we wanted. There we go. Cert. In fact, I've just realised plugins, export box, send flight plan. Okay, I did delete those out. Good. So, okay, so from Pina, we then want to go UN870. So we're on the airways. UN870. Which will take us to Brito. UL27. L20. Lada. Yeah. UN871. UN871. LTP. UZ. Belus. Okay, flight plan, insert all that, and then we are arriving, I believe, on ILS4 via the Belu 3N arrival. That one. GVA or Indis? Let's just check my charts. Let's have a look. That would be Indis, I would imagine. Indis. There we go. Come back to the performance page. We can put our V-speeds in there. Lovely. Flight plan. Okay, that's it's pretty quick. Oh, we have some ATC. Wowzers! We have ATC. Let's better get the ATIS up. ATIS details. Let's have a look. Expect ILS. Approach, arrival runway, departure runway 30. Departure runway 13? There isn't there? Seriously? There isn't a runway 13 at Madrid, is there? Oh, mate. I'm sure he means runway 14. Okay. Let's have a look at my ATIS. Victor. Malaga information, Victor. Hey, Malaga. He's got Malaga. Why has he got Malaga information up in ATIS 118250? Hold on, I have to listen to it. What did I say the frequency was? 118250.
Madrid Barajas information Sierra 1700 Zulu weather. Wind 200 at 6. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 34. 2.1. Altimeter 2994. Arriving runways 18 right, 18 left. Departing runways 14 right, 14 left. Advise on initial contact you have Sierra.
Yeah, it's weird. Not hearing his ATIS information properly. 13375.
Madrid Barajas Information Sierra. 1700 Zulu
Oops.
weather. Wind 200 at 6. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 34. Dew point 1.
Latest details appear to be from Malaga.
Arriving runways 18 right, 18 left. Departing runways 14 right, 14 left. Advise on initial contact you have Sierra.
4. Madrid radar. Okay, I've lost the ATIS information now. Is he going to put it back up in a minute?
Barajas Information Sierra.
13375. QNH 1014.
200 at 6. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 34.
101.
Dew point 1.
4.
Altimeter 2994.
13375. 13375.
18 left. Departing runways 14 right, 14 left. Advise on initial contact you have Sierra.
Alright. Good evening, Madrid radar. Top Swiss 36 Echo Delta on stand 548 Madrid. Airbus A320 IFR to Geneva, please.
So 36 Delta, hello, first destination via Frequent route. Departure Pinar 18, runway 14, initial altitude 13,000 scope 4411.
Cleared to Geneva via the Pina departure, squawking 4411. Initial climb, say again please for Top Swiss 36 Echo Delta.
So 36 Echo Delta, initial altitude 13,000 feet, 13,000.
That's an initial climb of 13,000 for Top Swiss 36 Echo Delta.
So 36 Echo Delta, Geneva correct, QNH is 1014 in start and pushback approved.
QNH is 1014, push and start approved as and when ready for Top Swiss 36 Echo Delta.
Madrid radar, good afternoon, Chinook 2 Papa 75 over 280 inbound, block Luton, November.
He's a bit hard to understand. Pina 1 departure, this guy said.
Next to Zulu Papa, hello, set a squawk 441.
Let's come back onto the...
Confirm 4461 for Chinook 2 Papa.
That's it. Pina
Next
1.
to set a correction, next to Zulu Papa, negative squawk 4471. 71.
4471 for Chinook 2 Papa.
Pina 1 uniform departure. Okay, Pina 1 uniform departure.
Next to Zulu Papa, identifies continuous flight.
Pina 1 uniform departure. 14 right.
Continuous charge, Chinook 2 Papa.
Madrid radar, good evening. Lufthansa 1830, Whiskey 5000 feet. Turning now left to the ILS 101 feet.
Lufthansa 1830, hello, set a squawk 4456.
4456 and full established 101 feet.
Oh, Scheiße.
Madrid radar, good evening. Easy 27 Mike Alpha at flight level 370 overhead Navos.
Easy 27 Mike Alpha, hello, identifies continuous flight.
continue as far as EV27 Mike Alpha.
Stansted 1830, your surface approach runway 16, 1013.
Continue 1013. Continuing approach to Luton for 1830.
Madrid radar, apologies. Please can you confirm departing runway and SID for top Swiss 36 Echo Delta, please?
That's station calling, safety level again, please.
This is top Swiss 36 Echo Delta. Just freaking Christ, stop speaking first, man!
Geneva 278, connection Geneva 2782, confirm level 2, please, here.
Affirmative, please.
Geneva 272, level 2, please, here.
Jesus Christ.
Long for level 230, thank you.
That's the Asus. Correct.
Good afternoon, Madrid. This is Nortrans 5806 with you inbound SS for flight level 320.
18 right departure. Ah, Jesus. 18 right departure, right. Oh. That's 14 left and 14. Right.
Nortrans 5806, hello, Secesco 4430.
Secesco 4430, Nortrans 5806.
I need to check actually. Hello, Madrid radar. Please confirm departure SID for top Swiss 36 Echo Delta.
Swiss 36 Echo Delta departure, Pinar 1 Echo.
Pinar 1 Echo for top Swiss 36 Echo Delta, thank you. Okay. Oops.
Stansted 1830, wind 1 fox, clear to the runway 13.
I want to be clear to land the Luton for 1830.
Trans 5806, identify, expect runway 18 right, and arrival.
That's throwing me out now. Yeah, that's good. Flight plan 14 left. We are departing from.
Roger, expect a 18 arrival and the arrival will be at total 6 Alpha, is that correct for Nortrans 5806?
Climb 13,000.
Nortrans 5806, affirmative, so took 6 Alpha.
Roger, so
14
Alpha,
left,
thank
that's
you.
handy, it's an even shorter taxi. Right, so we've got. Oh, hello! Hello, Marcy S. Hi, sorry, I didn't see your message. I've been busy trying to set up my departure plan. Thank you very much for joining me. Once I've got ourselves underway, then feel free to ask any more or any questions or anything really. Okay, so I think we've finally got sorted out what we're doing and where we're going. It was a little bit misleading because initially the VATSIM. Thank you very much. Initially the VATSIM controller had his ATIS up as Mallorca and not Madrid, so that threw me a bit. Thank you very much for your subscription, by the way. We will just finish setting up the flight and getting underway, and and then I'll be totally free to chat some more. So just bear with me a minute, please. Right, we've got the FMC, flight director. Set up ILS off nav mode set. It's totally thrown my my train of thought now. ACTCAS standby. It's good. Anti-skid on. Weather radar off. Interceptors. No, these are aligned. Good, they are. Doors are closed. They should be. So there's seatbelt signs. No smoking on.
Feeder 2782, you are reading my radar services terminating you can 122 decimal 0, bye bye.
It's good. Beacon light on.
282, thank you, bye-bye.
Tow truck and skid. We can put the fuel on as well. So we'll be pushing back momentarily. Nice short taxi. And then we'll be on our way. Initial climb 13,000 feet is good. Fuel pumps on. Ignition set. Okay, right. So we need to push back to the... double check to the left. Plugins. Better push back. Pre-planned push back. There we go.
Ground to cockpit. Canon knowledge. Coming through the menu when you are ready.
Stop push back.
Ground to cockpit. Tau is driving up.
Okay, the pushback, better pushback, which takes a little while to connect up, but we'll be underway momentarily. I'm pretty sure the VATSIM controller did give me clearance to push back and start. We'll soon find out if he didn't, because he'll ask me what the hell I'm doing.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Whereabouts are you watching from, Marcy? I hope I'm saying your name right, by the way. I'm terrible with pronunciation. Apologies for that.
Cell connected and bypass being inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay.
To Zulu Papa, you can proceed direct the log.
It's a nice sunny evening here in Madrid.
Proceed direct dialogue to Chinook 20 Papa.
Not sure what sort of weather we can expect in Geneva. Well, I'll have a look at the weather en route. I do know the winds are quite light in Geneva. Okay, so those are up and running. Mission selector to normal. APU leads can come off. Ground spoilers can be armed. Water brake to maximum. And we'll put the flaps out momentarily. Jeez, this guy is really hard to understand.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And put the flaps out.
Iris 559 Madrid radar.
One notch on the flaps. APU master can be turned off now. Onboard checklist. Anti-ice. Tintin nose light. Alright, just get my chart up a minute, so I have to call him in a minute. I keep wanting to call him Madrid radar. Okay. Madrid radar's top.
Iris 559.
And signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Madrid radar, top Swiss 36 Echo Delta, ready for taxi, please.
Swiss 36 Echo Delta, taxi via Kilo Alpha to holding point runway 14 left.
Taxi via Kilo Alpha to holding point on runway 14 left for top Swiss 36 Echo Delta. Kilo 1, okay.
Iris 559 Madrid radar.
I seriously can't understand a word this guy is saying.
Madrid radar, very accurate, aiming to code span 035 up to flight level 350.
Span 035, hello, Cetescope 4465.
Walking 4465 up on span 035.
Span 035, identify, expect runway 12, arrival bulb 2 kilo, report 180 to descend.
With respect to LS, we went to filter 2 kilo arrival from Malaga to span 035.
Iris 559 Madrid radar.
Madrid radar, top Swiss 36 Echo Delta, holding point Kilo 1.
Iris 36 Echo Delta, wind 190 degrees, 7 knots, clear for takeoff runway 14 left.
Cleared for takeoff for top Swiss 36 Echo Delta.
Approaching 14 left.
EC27 Mike Alpha, you are leaving my airspace service system in a unit 122 decimal 0, bye bye.
162, that's alright, easy 27 Mike Alpha, protect.
On runway 14 left.
That's right. Gear. Interesting. Gear up. Good. Put those back on. Madrid radar, Totsworth 36 Echo Delta, passing 3,500, climbing flight level 130.
EC36 Echo Delta 85, you can proceed direct Brito, Bravo Romeo India Tango Oscar, and continue climbing to level 380.
Fly direct Burrito, climb to flight level 380 for Totsworth 36 Echo Delta.
Steve 4991, you can proceed direct Belém.
Oops, now you've got flaps. Okay, I can focus on your messages now. Sorry if you think I've been ignoring you. I've just had to deal with that departure. Yeah, I'm glad you found my stream actually, because I was starting to wonder if it's the last couple of streams I've done have been quite quiet actually. So I was starting to wonder how easily my content was appearing to people. So yeah, thank you very much for finding my stream. Welcome aboard, of course. If you have any questions about X-Plane or P3D, which I also fly with, then feel free to ask, or yeah, just sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. Transition is 13,000. This VATSIM controller incidentally keeps calling me Easy36 Echo Delta. I am an easyJet flight, however, because I'm an easyJet Swiss flight, the call sign for easyJet Swiss is actually Top Swiss. That's why you keep hearing me say Top Swiss 36 Echo Delta and not Easy 36 Echo Delta. If you're wondering what add-ons I'm using for this, obviously I've got some ortho scenery down there. I'm flying in the Flight Factor A320, and I'm also using UWXP for the weather and X-Vision as well. Okay, we are climbing at quite a decent rate, so we can turn some of these lights off. I've also got active sky for X-Plane as well. And as it's clear, I may as well turn the seatbelts off already. Oops. Zoom in. Have we got any ATC? I tell you what, looks like there's some ATC on at Geneva as well. I know, my mistake. Wrong side of Switzerland, that's Zurich. It's Zurich, so... So yeah, nice evening departure. We'll probably land in the dark, so we'll miss out on some of the beautiful scenery that is around Geneva. It's one of the more scenic approaches you can fly on X-Plane in Europe. Okay, we can switch our QNH over to standard. At some point it's going to tell me to switch to Unicom, so I may as well plug the frequency in the standby radio ready for when he does. FSX, yeah, when I first started out doing flight sim regularly, I was flying FSX as well. It's still a great simulator, I think. I now have P3D, which of course is sort of like it's very similar to FSX, it's just 64-bit rather than 32-bit. But I did enjoy FSX a lot, I have to say. Oh, excuse me. Do I have any advice for beginners? Well, yeah, I mean, X-Plane. The great thing is, or the first thing you can do is you can actually map the controls on X-Plane to be very similar to what you had on FSX, which is very helpful for sure. Adam S, I don't like planes. You're in the wrong place then, my friend. You're in the wrong place. Trains? Oh, okay, so like, I guess you like the, what's it, is it Train Sim World on Dovetail? I'll talk more about that in a minute. So yeah, coming back to X-Plane for beginners, the great thing with X-Plane is it's there's a lot of great freeware out. For example, what you probably want to do is to get used to the feel of X-Plane, how it works, is once you obviously got to pay for X-Plane itself. Once you have X-Plane, get the Zebo mod. That is totally free. It is.
Sorry,
that's for me a minute. It is payware quality, and yeah, it's freeware. It's brilliant. And then if you find yourself getting on. This is a train. Well, it's a bus. It's an air bus. Gee. Yeah, try out the Zebo mod. As I say, there's some great freeware, better pushbacks, freeware, fly online of VATSIM. Obviously, that's free, so you can really get into X-Plane without really spending much, apart from on the simulator itself. And then if you find that you're liking it. Yeah, then you can get things like the Flight Factor A320, which I'm using here. The one thing I say of X-Plane is, compared to FSX and P3D, there is not currently as much good quality payware. X-Plane excels on freeware. There's a ton of great freeware for X-Plane, but payware is, yeah, the Flight Factor stuff is good. The rest of it, a little bit hit and miss. You'll find also that the flight characteristics feel a little bit different as well. It feels a lot more, how to put it, sort of fluid, if you like, on X-Plane. The responsiveness as you fly, it feels almost a little bit more real. I think they've really got the sort of the flight physics down to a fine art as you come into land, so you will notice a difference. But it's yeah, it's certainly, if you've got a computer that can handle it, yeah, it's certainly worth getting into. Adam S, I'm curious, if you like trains, my friend, how did you end up finding a flight sim stream? But welcome aboard nonetheless. Maybe by the end of this flight you'll like planes, I don't know. But yeah, Train Sim World, that is or one of the train simulator games I have actually played in the past. It's good fun, actually. It's a train. Yeah, okay, sure thing, buddy. What's your favourite train route then, Adam? Because I take it you probably do the train simulator, right? You have a good route you'd recommend? Well, give me a bus. Well, this is an Airbus. We're halfway there. I don't know if is there a bus simulator. Oh, there's a simulator for everything these days, I guess, isn't there? There's a bus simulator, I assume there is. Why is my strobe light off? Yeah, honestly, I mean, I have the PMDG for, oh, let me just stick my strobe back on, I didn't mean to turn it off. I have the PMDG for, well, I had it for FSX and P3D, and PMDG is often, you know, well regarded as an excellent sort of piece of sort of simulation software. And to be honest, I find the Zibo is really not far off it now. I mean, when X-Plane first came out and I first tried the Zibo, wasn't really over enthused with it, but they've really gone away and worked hard on it. I don't know if you heard of a guy on YouTube called Flight Deck to Sim. He is another guy well worth watching, an actual airline pilot who does streams on X-Plane as well. Shouldn't really be advertising rival channels, but nonetheless, if you want to learn how to fly properly, he is definitely a guy to check out if you haven't already. And he's involved in the Zibo mod development, and it tells, because it's gone from a okayish bit of freeware to, oh my god, I can't believe this is that good and it's still free. It's remarkable.
Trans 5806, you can proceed direct November Victor Sierra.
Was that for me? I missed that. Waiting for him to call back.
Roger, direct to November Victor Sierra, North Trans 58, correction 5806.
So yeah, I mean the Zibo mod, I really do enjoy that. In fact,
Norwest 1035, forward to the SIM.
So VATSIM controller keeps. My next stream later this weekend, probably on Sunday, will actually be a Zibo mod flight. But I'll wait for him to finish speaking first.
Roger, local, we can expect another 55 or 60 miles before 100%.
Yeah.
Norwest 1035, okay, when you able, you can descend to level 100.
Perfect, thanks very much. When it is, you can start level 100 for close 1035.
Yeah, he's really good flight deck to sim. I really enjoy his stuff. I like that, you know, he's a professional pilot, spends his days flying around, and then when he's got some downtime, he comes on a simulator and does some more flying. It's brilliant, but I really appreciate, you know, what he gives to the community. You can learn a hell of a lot. I've learned a hell of a lot off him. He's absolutely fantastic. Really appreciate that there are pilots out there who are taking the time to come and do this for the community. I think it's fantastic. But yeah, as I was saying, I will be doing a stream on Sunday. I can't tell you what, unfortunately I can't schedule regular streams because I have quite a busy life. But at some point on Sunday I will be doing a Zibo stream. I'm planning on going from Kaunas in Lithuania all the way down to Paphos in Cyprus, which is about a 4-hour flight. So yeah, if you're about, come and join me, check out the stream, and or watch it back later, and then you can have a look at the Zibo mod in action. It really is a great add-on. It's one of my favourite out of both the simulators. So
Korea 31 Golf Zulu, hello, set scope 4425.
4425, very 31 Golf Zulu.
flight info a bit bigger. Oh, you don't mean my flight info at the top of the screen, do you, by any chance?
Yeah, 31 Golf Zulu, identify, expect runway 18 right, arrival non to 1 Alpha.
My time zone, I am in the UK, so we are currently Zulu time plus 1 hour. So my local time at the moment is 7:15 in the evening. So 7:15 is 6:15 Zulu time. So yeah, I don't know whereabouts you're watching from. Rain day, huh? 00FF. CEST time. I'm trying to think what region that is now. Oh god, time zones. Hold on. Gotta remind myself where CEST is now. Oh yeah, Central European summertime, of course. Obviously, so I guess that puts you. Oh, this VATSIM controller keeps talking every time I want to talk. I guess that puts you an hour ahead of me, does it? Central Europe, yeah, sure. Whereabouts in Central Europe are you, by the way, just out of interest?
Which for 224 identifies speed runway 1 is left, arrival Banet 1 Bravo, report 180%.
Turkish 4224 approaching 1 is left via Banet 1 Bravo.
Cough. Oh crikey, we still haven't reached our cruising altitude yet. This does take a while, the old Airbus, bless it. Can't be a million miles away from our top of descent. In fact, I just need to check on the plan. Okay, sure. Poland, that's, I tell you what, that's a country, as one of the countries that I haven't been to yet. I've been to quite a lot of Europe travelling. Haven't been to yet, but I'd really like to go to at some point. I've spent a lot of time in Addons, Russia, huh? Okay. Russia, very nice. Dobrovicha, Kaktala. It's about the extent of my Russian knowledge. I have been to Russia, by the way, Moscow, more than several years ago. Really enjoyed it, actually. Coming back to Poland, haven't been to Poland, would love to go. I've been to quite a few other countries in that area. Slovakia, Czech Republic, Serbia, Croatia, Hungary. I spent a lot of time in Hungary, actually. Lived there for a couple of years. Really enjoyed it. But yeah, would love to get around to going to Poland one day.
Logent 5806, ready for descent.
Yeah, nice, Adam. Unfortunately, my I tell you what, I used to actually be quite. This VATSIM controller stopped talking over me. Wait for him to stop. I used to actually be able to read Cyrillic, or at least understand what each of the letters mean, but it's lapsed from my memory, unfortunately. But yeah, as I say, I did enjoy my time in Russia. I spent a couple of days in Moscow, saw all the sights. It's pretty cool. Surprisingly warm. I was there in, I think, September time, and it was about mid 20 degrees. It's really hot.
Iberia 235, muy buenas, confirma información, whisky a bordo.
No, thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Adam seems to be enjoying himself as well. He's got quite a selection of the languages there. And this VATSIM controller is enjoying talking over me. Obviously he doesn't know he's talking over me. It's just difficult.
Salida por la 14 y derecha 12.000 inicial, respondemos en 441, sigo ya los destacados.
Leia 235, colación correcta, puesta en marcha de proceso hacia el sur aprobado.
Aprobado por tu marcha de proceso hacia el sur, gracias.
I'm going to have to stick that into Google Translate at some later point, my friend. I have literally no idea what that is. It's not about trains by any chances. No. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay. Maybe I don't want to translate it then, huh? Yeah, this plane is taking forever to climb up. Oh yeah, I was going to check and make sure my arrival makes sense. Let's have a look. Okay, top descent there, straight in, yeah, that all looks in order. Okay, no problems there. Good. Oh yeah, we're going to look up what the weather was in Geneva. Current weather in Geneva is... I have no idea. So we're going to find out. Geneva, Geneva, Geneva. Oh, it's cloudy, wonderful. And the wind's got up a little bit. There we go. Okay, the sky seems to be behaving itself now. I was having some problem.
Turkey 4224, you can proceed at Vanessa, Bravo, Alpha November, Echo Victor.
Yeah, I do quite like trains actually. I really like the old. Are you more a modern train man or more sort of like? These people keep talking. The one time I have people on my stream, and I also have plenty of VATSIM coverage talking over me. Are you more a modern train guy, or do you like more the steam trains?
Alright, hello, Lufthansa 1831. Stand by, I'll get back.
Lufthansa 180.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of good train games or simulators on the PC. There's obviously Train Sim World by Dovetail. There used to be another game. This VATSIM controller is killing me.
No, Lufthansa 1831.
There's another. There I speak.
Lufthansa 181, you are clear to destination.
I can't wait till I leave this guy's airspace.
Survivor 2 Charlie, runway 13, stroke 4414.
There's another one that came out a while ago called Trains with a Z on the end. And there was also another one by a German company. I think it's called EEP or something. Echo Papa. I think you can get that on Steam now. So yeah, there's quite a few good options out there if you like your train simulators.
4414.
Lufthansa 1831, confirm departure Vivas 2 Charlie.
I have confirmed Viva 2 Charlie.
How much longer am I going to be in this guy's airspace for?
Lufthansa 1831, thank you, and your debug is correct, and in the and pushback approved, QNH 1012.
Thomas the Dank engine! Nice.
Back. 0 until Lufthansa 180.
Yeah, I can imagine. I think with Train Sim World, I think someone actually once worked out that if you got every bit of DLC for it, and paid full price, you'd spend something like about £2,000 or £3,000. That's mad.
Top 36 Echo Delta, you are leaving my space while services terminate. Monitor Unicom 122.0, bye-bye.
Monitor Unicom on 122.8 for Top Swiss 36 Echo Delta. Thank you, bye-bye. Thank you for using my correct call sign as well. There we go, right. Don't have to listen to him anymore. We are on Unicom. There we go. No one's going to interrupt me now. Although, what I do tend to do when I'm in Unicom, because otherwise it can get very quiet, especially if I can't think of anything to say, I usually put some live ATC on. It's a great little app. Lets you, from a number of regions around the world, listen to, as the name suggests, live ATC as it actually happens. So we're just going to tune in now to one of the better streams you can get, which is Zurich Radar. So hopefully in a minute... Oops, don't want to do that. Oh, damn it. No. What's happened there? Hopefully in a minute we will get some live ATC. Mine. Oh, there we go. Live from Zurich. Mine of Duty. Mine of Duty. I've not heard of that. I've heard of Call of Duty, obviously. I've not heard of Mine of Duty. Mine of Duty. Do you mean Mine of Duty? So look. Let me Google that a minute. The power of Google come to my rescue while I try and work out what Mine of Duty is. Mine of Duty. There we go. No, okay. Apparently that is an actual COD and Minecraft combined. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. That looks interesting. Wow, I've never heard. I'm going to have to watch some of that later. That's really interesting. Call of Duty and Minecraft combined. I can only imagine what that must be like. So yeah, we're just crossing over the Pyrenees at the moment. So we shouldn't have too much further to go. Top of descent is around about 240 nautical miles out, so we're making good progress. Yeah, VATSIM tutorials. Funny enough, I was actually going to make a VATSIM tutorial at one point on my channel. I just haven't got round to it. Other VATSIM tutorials that I would recommend. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, the way I learnt the ATC control is when I used to use FSX and P3D, and still do. I had a ATC add-on called Pro ATCX, and that would take you through basically all the communicate. It wasn't voice or anything, it was all, you know, press a number 1 2 3 4, you know, like default ATC is, but it'd take you through all the steps, and it'd pretty much be what you had to say, you know, your clearance, you know, your first thing is to get your clearance delivery, you know, to say what you are, and you've got the information about the weather, where you're going, and then obviously you want to push back and start up, taxi for takeoff, depart out. It had all those aspects to it, so through a mixture of that, and funnily enough listening to live ATC, You can download an app for it for just a couple of pounds. In fact, or you can go on their website for free, I think. Through a mixture of that, I managed to pick it up. So it seems a lot to take in at first. I would say the hardest bit of the communication is doing the clearance, because obviously you will say what you want to do, they will read back to you, okay, you're cleared via whatever the SID is, initial climb, altitude, QNH, whatever, squawk. So that initial communication, there's a lot of information to write down. What I do is I have a little spreadsheet pop-up open on my second screen, and as they're doing the information, I try and type bits of it in. The other interesting thing to remember is if you have your flight plan set up right, you should know which SID you're going to get. You should know which for the departure. Okay, for tonight's departure, it's a little bit more confused because I wasn't sure what the active runway was, so I had to call him up and get confirmation of that. So yeah, it does seem like a lot to learn, but actually you will pick it up rather quickly. And another thing you can do is you can actually log on to VATSIM as an observer. And what that means you can do is you can just sit at a busy airport, choose somewhere like Heathrow, because that's often quite busy. You can just sit out of the way, no one will bother you, and you can listen to the VATSIM communication, so you can familiarise yourself with it that way. So yeah, there's a number of things you can do, or you can even write down sort of like a little cheat sheet for yourself, like step by step. You know, first phase, oh, I need to do my clearance delivery. Next phase, oh, I need to request pushback, so on and so on. So just as a little refresher in your mind as to you know, what you need to do next. And obviously when you do start out on VATSIM, you can put in your comments that you're new and everything. And then if you try and start at obviously an airport that's not too busy but still has ATC, then that can help with learning as well, because the controller will be able to have the time to help you out if you get muddled up. Obviously if you start at I wouldn't start somewhere like Heathrow, because the controllers there are often super busy, and if they've got to try and explain stuff to you, it just bogs everything down. But if you try and start at an airport that's a little less busy, and then typically you find the controllers will help you out. I mean, to give you an idea, my first VATSIM flight was from Manchester across to Oslo, and I had ATC at both ends, and it's really good. So yeah, that's basically my advice. As for VATSIM tutorials on YouTube, to be honest, I don't think I actually use YouTube for any VATSIM tutorials. What I was lucky enough that one of the virtual airlines I belong to, Fly UK, I went on their message board and said, oh, you know, I'm going to do my first VATSIM flight. You know, is there anything I need to know? And one guy came back to me and said, hey, you know, let's do a flight together, and I can help sort of talk you through it. We'll do a flight together. I'll go first, and then you kind of follow on note. And I found that really helped. So, you know, if you're part of a community like that, a virtual airline, and you know, Fly UK often do group events together as well. So you can usually find a good community to help you out as well if you want to really. And getting into VATSIM is brilliant, because when you do have controlled areas, it can be a lot of fun, apart from when you're trying to talk on a stream and the controller keeps talking over you. So there's a hell of a lot of options. As I say, it seems daunting at first. I mean, for ages I was I must admit, I was put off doing VATSIM. I was like, oh my god, what if I make a mistake? I was terrified of making a mistake. And that's the other thing, don't be worried about making mistakes, because everybody does. I still do. And you know, as long as you're, you know, not just being stupid, then you know the controllers are okay with it. You know, they'll help you out. So yeah, as I say, you know, it's great to get going on. And yeah, that's essentially my advice to you with regards to VATSIM.
015 and 52 Delta Foxtrot. Bye bye.
Adam S, you still don't like planes? I was really hoping I would won you over by now, man. I mean, gee, what's not to love about the Airbus? Actually, quite a bit. No, just joking, man. I don't know. I mean, does no one stream trains on YouTube? Surely someone streams trains on YouTube. Or is it maybe maybe there's a market gap. Maybe I need to become a train YouTuber, right? And then I'll end up with like thousands of subs because no one else is doing it. I don't know. Well, maybe I don't know, Adam. Maybe you stream it. There you go. You can become the #1 YouTube streamer for. I don't know. I guess people must stream it, right? Are there any train YouTubers we should be checking out? Yeah, no worries, no worries. I mean, you know what? That's what I set this channel up for, because I really wanted to sort of, people to come on like you have, ask questions, and then I can help them out. Yeah, I'm really pleased I can be of help to you. And as I say, really just get going on VATSIM, because as I say, once you get into it, you'll just absolutely love it. It's so much fun. Let's see where we are now. We are somewhere across the south of France. Hello! I watched, you did your stream the other day. I watched a bit of that. I'm sorry I couldn't be there at the time you did it, but I watched some of it. I don't know what happened to the landing, man, because I was getting towards the end and then it seemed to cut out for some reason. Oh, we got some nice lights. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? There's the lights glittering in the distance. It's kind of rather bright. I need to turn that down a bit. Oh no, I don't know. Do we like the distant looking lights there, or do we think they look a bit bright? They look a bit shimmery. I'd rather they weren't doing that. Nice landing or no? Which are we talking about? Your landing? Your landing on your stream? Because as I say, I was watching some of it and it stopped. It stopped. Yeah, he likes his caps. It stopped. Yeah, it stopped before the landing. I don't know, man. What happened to the landing? Yeah, I'm trying to decide if these distant lights look nice or not. They're rather glittery, aren't they? It's like the old shimmering problem I used to have on P3D. I don't know where this has suddenly come. I think it's. I'll have to roll to the. Yeah, tone it down a bit on the X-Vision. That looks a little bit bright. I don't know. Maybe it looks okay. Oh, okay. I'll have to go back and check that out. Yeah, because I watched some of the first part then, I guess, and then obviously it stopped before. So yeah, I'll have a look at that later. Dry throat. Shimmering night lights. Well, that's kind of realistic at distance. I don't know. I kind of don't like it. How do I turn that? I have to go back in the settings. Okay, we are coming up to, what is that, about 80, 120, probably about 140 miles, top of the descent. It's a straight-in approach, fortunately. Yeah, I think the takeoff went alright. can't really go wrong with it. Well, I say that, you can. But yeah, seemed to go okay. Yeah, I'll see what I can do about that. Yeah, I'll try and get round to it at some point for sure, and I'll try and do it in sort of a clear and concise way that you can make use out of. Yeah, I might be able to leave that with me, and I'll see what I can do about that, because obviously I need to do a flight where I have departure, ATC, and landing. Landing's more straightforward, I think, than departure. I mean, landing, you just obviously, well, it depends on who's control. I mean, if it's just a tower, for example, you only have to contact them once you're on the ILS, and then they clear you to land and give you your taxi to the gate instructions. That's it. That's that straightforward. If an approach is online or a radar, then yeah, they'll just basically tell you what your star is and runway is. Again, you should be able to work that out beforehand, especially if you're flying somewhere that's only got one runway. Obviously, if you're flying somewhere like Schiphol, it's a little bit more complicated. But yeah, that's probably my advice to you as well for a first VATSIM flight: is choose airports which you're either familiar with or have only one runway. Just keeps it simple then, whilst you get used to it, and then once you're used to it all, then you can tackle the more complex airports. We got ourselves a nice tailwind there, to a degree. Not 100% tailwind, but working with us rather than against us. 53 knots. Those night lights glittering in the distance, I don't like that. That's too bright. I need to check, see if we've got anyone else coming into Geneva. No, it's just me. It's typical that Budapest is online tonight. I flew there yesterday and there was no ATC. Naturally, because I'm not flying there tonight, there is. That's the one thing you find with VATSIM. Oh, I find with VATSIM, it's like it seems wherever I choose to fly, the ATC sort of is all around me, but everywhere but where I am. So, mind you, having said that, I was lucky enough to get some departure from Madrid, so I can't complain too much. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. It scales it as I'm running this. I'm running in 4K, and my stream scales down to 1080. So I don't know what sort of visuals you're getting in relation to these night lights on the ground here, but they just don't look right to me. They seem a little bit bright. I'll have to go onto Xvision after this stream and tone them down a bit, because I don't know. It's just, yeah, they just look a bit ugly on my screen. You might not even see them on the downscaled version. But yeah, it's not looking particularly nice. It's a bit too bright. Yeah, I'll tone that down on Xvision. Anyway, let's see, where are we now? We are still over. Ooh, we got some traffic nearby somewhere. Hold on, better check him out. We've got a. Oh no, it's okay. He's behind me, I think. 38,000. Oh, he's off to Rome. Next stream is next week. Do you want this? Like, yeah, I mean, stream away, my friend, and then obviously, as and when, I'll check it out for sure, man. EDDF, so that's Frankfurt to EGLL is. Oh, that's Heathrow, right? Oh man, if he wants it, he'll check it out, sure. I mean, you know, just stick it up there and anyone who wants it will come and have a look. Right, we are 80 nautical miles. No, we're not. We're tell a lie. We're 100 nautical miles. 100 nautical miles out. Check that. Fuel is good. One thing I forgot to do is set the timer when I departed out. It's a bit annoying. Yeah, the E17. Oh, message retracted. Okay, you wanted to talk about the E170? I'm happy enough to talk about the E170. Yeah, the E170, I haven't done a stream with it. Reason being is I do have it. I have flown with it a couple of times, but I had problems with the handling. It would come into land, and I don't know why it got removed. I certainly didn't touch it. That's weird. I don't know if Nightbot is playing silly sods. Anyway, so yeah, the E170. Yes, I do have it. I need to go back and have a look at it because it wasn't playing very nicely with X-Enviro when I was using it. What would happen is I would come into land, and then just as I was coming down to about the minimum level, it would start going like a bucking bronco all over the place, and it would skid around on the ground as well. So now I'm using Ultimate Weather for X-Plane. At some point I do need to go back and have another try with it, and then if everything's working okay with it, then yeah, sure, I will do a stream in it. I need to get a few more hours in it because I don't know my way around the aircraft very well, and it's not really going to be much fun. I know, maybe it will be fun for people watching me struggling around, oh, what button do I press now for half an hour, and having to sit here and look it up on my phone. So give me some time to try that plane again and get more familiar with it, and then once if everything goes well, then yeah, by all means I'll certainly do a flight with it. Yeah, it's actually something, I'm glad you brought that up actually, because it's actually something I've been meaning to get round to, but just for one reason or another just haven't yet. So right, let's get in. We're 80 nautical miles from top of descent, so we will put in the arrival info, which goes on here, so let me just fill that out. Okay, let me just get the arrival information up weather-wise. Okay, so QNH, the winds have changed again. QNH 1016. Temperature is a very pleasant 24 degrees. Magnitude, winds are variable, so we'll put them as coming down, straight down the runway at me. Doesn't really matter, it's only 2-knot wind. And our transition altitude is 7,000. And the decision height, which I will get off my charts. Let's have a look. Decision height for category C aircraft is 206. There we go, and V approach speed 135. Alright. Put performance there as a reminder. Okay. Minimize those charts out. One other thing I'd say about VATSIM, if you're wanting to fly on VATSIM, is I don't know if you have the Navigraph charts or not, because unless you have some kind of charts, you are probably going to have a tough time of it. So I thoroughly recommend Navigraph charts. It is a subscription thing, unfortunately. So I'm trying to think. There's also another thing which is free called Little Nav Map. You might be able to get by on that if you don't want to use Navigraph. But yeah, I use Navigraph and I find it very, very useful. But yeah, if you didn't really want to have that, you know, money going out each month, then there are other alternatives. Okay, we're about too far away from our top of descent now.
Thank you very much.
Is Adam still there? Has he gone to look at trains? I don't know. He is quite entertaining. I'm surprised my Nightbot hasn't popped up. Well, actually, these night lightings don't look so bad, do they? Yeah, I can live with that. Let's see what we got out there on the VATSIM network. Seems to be a lot of Thomas TOM. Is that Thompson? Thomas Cook? Which airline's TOM? There's about 3 of them working their way across, all going from Verona to Bristol. Yeah, it's Thomas Cook, isn't it? We've got a few Ryanairs about, KLM, Speedbirds always popular. We got an EXS, no idea what airline that is, or TVF. Ooh, there's an American Airlines down here going from Chicago to Roma. Air France, another easyJet. It's always interesting actually going around on VATSpy. That's another thing as well, coming back to VATSIM. If you're on VATSIM, then there's a little sort of app, so to speak, that you can download called VATSpy, and it will give you obviously a map showing you all the controllers that are online, all the other aircraft. That's invaluable as well. So yeah, that's free to download, so I always have that up. That always helps. And another thing is, I really recommend having more than one screen. If you don't, you can get by on one screen, but it makes it awkward to keep track of everything. If you have information up on a second screen, that really helps. So I have VATSpy up on a second screen. As and when I need them, I have my charts up on the second screen, and I have my little spreadsheet with all my aircraft info for quick reference up on a second screen. So that's another tip for you for VATSIM as well, which I find really helps me along. Okay, let's keep an eye on things. I'm getting distracted because we're only about 30 miles out from top of descent now. I was kind of hoping this flight was going to be a daytime one, because you'll just have to trust me, it's a nice approach into Geneva, okay? Okay, let's let's see. Let's just double check we haven't got anyone else coming in to... Oh, there's someone coming in to Geneva from Innsbruck, but hopefully we will get there before them. Otherwise it could make life interesting. He's only just taking off, so I should theoretically get there before him. I need to check my intercept height is at 6,000. Okay, 6,000 we intercept the glide slope at. Good. Live ATC in the background, of course, coming from Zurich. Actually, I should have looked up if Geneva. I'm sure Geneva is an ATC feed. Hold on, didn't think about that. Let's come off Zurich then and have a look at other Swiss. Yeah, Geneva. Here we go. Geneva. We've got Geneva Tower. Right, great. We can actually get live real ATC from the place we're flying to. There we go. No, I don't want my charts up. I want that up. I want that spy up. And I want... Oh, what's up in there? That up. Oops. Yeah, yeah. Geneva Tower seems a bit quiet, doesn't it? Shouldn't have switched. Okay, let's have a look. We're very much nearly on our top of descent now. So in a minute we'll plug in 6,000 feet, which is our intercept height. Okay, may as well do that now. So let's dial ourselves down to 6,000 feet. Oops, here we go. Begin our descent down. Oh, you can... God, they're very quiet. Oh, there we go. So this ATC is coming from the actual Geneva airport in real life.
Captain Stansted, Roger, send a ready message on the group active for improvement.
You're still here? That's good. That's good. You're here at the right time because we are descending down into Geneva. Runway 4 arrival. We're expecting, unless ATC comes on at the last minute and tells me we're going to go around the other way, and then flies me straight into a mountain or something. Won't put it past that happening. Jeez. That's amazing. Someone needs to fix their radio.
Oh.
Oh, let's see the batter. Yeah, now the pressure's on. I'm not saying anything. I really should get round to putting on the little widget that pops up the landing rate thing. Now, however, I'm not making excuses here. Yeah, okay, I'm making excuses. Now, the problem is if you use contoured runways, uneven runways like I do, that actually affects the accuracy, and I know that for a fact because I had a landing once I did at Luton where it came down quite hard and it told me I landed at minus 30 feet per minute, which, yeah, and I've had it happen the other way round. So I do have a, because I'm using Virtual Easy to fly this flight, it does give me a landing rate. Won't pop up on your screen, so you just have to take my word for it, what it says it is. I don't know, maybe I should put it seems all the rage, doesn't it? People like to see their landing rate. So I tell you what, I may stick I may bite the bullet and please my audience and put the landing rate calculator on. I'll have to obviously go and download it and set it all up. But yeah, people seem to like it, don't they? So I suppose I better put it on. I mean, just from watching the landing, you should be able to tell whether it was good or not anyway, without the actual numbers. The interesting thing is in real life, they actually don't recommend you do a batter. Well, a lot depends on, obviously, the runway length, obviously, the winds, and the surface. Is it wet, icy? And because the problem is, if you batter, you can actually end up aquaplaning, skidding the plane along the runway. And also, I think, especially in the Boeing, I don't know about the Airbus, but if you come down at too soft a landing rate, I don't think the ground spoilers deploy or something. Google it if you don't believe me. So yeah, I know everyone in sim likes to aim for a batter, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that, but in reality it's not actually always a good idea. That's not me making another excuse for whacking it into the runway in about 10 minutes, by the way. We'll see how we get on. What's the runway length at Geneva, actually? I think they've got a pretty long runway. Runway length is, yeah, it's nearly 13,000 feet long, so we've got plenty of scope to do a batter. Not saying you're going to get a batter, but yeah, we will see how it goes. Let me just keep an eye on VATSPY just in case. Oh, what airport's that down there we're coming up to? I have no idea. It's probably one. There's a couple of them. That's one thing that gets me on X-Plane, is the airports just light up like beacons from a mile away. It's a little bit unrealistic. I hope at some point they do get around to fixing that. Oh, someone's not got a transponder on. I got my transponder on, have I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah, I must have, otherwise the ATC would have told me. I just need to get my charts back up a minute. When we land, we need to vacate to the right. Oh, I better also get the taxi stands information up. Parking stands. Yeah, we're landing runway. Ooh, jeez. No, that's Madrid. Hold on. View charts. Parking stands. Yeah, need that one on. Alright. Okay, we're a little bit above the profile, but we can use a speed brake to get back on that quite easily, so I'm not too worried about that. The Airbus, it's a lot easier to get the Airbus back on your descent profile than it is the 737. The 737 is quite a difficult plane to get down and slow down. Certainly the PMDG is. The Zebo's a little bit more forgiving, but the PMDG can be a real so-and-so to slow down sometimes. So yeah, we are going to need the speed brake at some point soon, because we're getting a little bit above ourselves. Local QNH, let's just double check what that is. 1016. The transition altitude is 7,000, but I'll probably switch it over a little bit above then to give myself some altitude to play with to adjust accordingly. Let's just check. Okay, yeah, we are going to beat this other guy into Geneva by somewhere, especially if he's got to circle round and land on the same runway. You can't always guarantee that people on VATSIM are going to land on... I don't know why my night lighting, the major highways, are coming up this whitey purpley colour. It really should be more of a yellowy orange. What's going on there? Nah. Yeah, night lighting, as good as the X-Plane night lighting is compared to P3D and FSX, does still have that horrible habit of popping up. I'm hoping that the new flight simulator coming out, Microsoft's new one, will sort that problem. That's probably the one feature I want more than most, is night lighting. It doesn't just pop into view like this. Really kills the experience when that happens. Pop. That's really annoying. Let's see, we're descending down past 18,000, so we will put the seatbelts on soon. Okay, let's get ourselves back on profile. So we can do that by putting out the speed brake, because what it does, it'll actually increase, or at least what it does in the Airbus, is it actually increases our rate of descent and slows us down a little bit at the same time. And then that little green dot, we are back on profile. And I just need to stow this speed brake. We need to arm it actually. There we go. Put our seatbelt signs on. This is where I realised I forgot to turn them off. No, there we go. Seat signs on. I need to put LS on. 110.9. Let me just double check that coincides with my approach frequency. 110.9. Yeah, that's all good. Excellent. Are we going to get a better landing? Probably not. The other thing is this Flight Factor A320 handles very differently from my FS Labs over on P3D, which I need to fix because that is most definitely broken. Other people on their forums are having the same issues I have. I mentioned at the beginning of this stream. If you watch my Budapest stream, you'll see that I landed with a nose down attitude. We just need to slow down a minute again. And it has a habit of skidding off the runway, but the flight factor, well, we need to arm the auto brake ready. That's the other thing I've done. Put the brake fan on as well, although, there we go. Let's make sure that's back armed. There we are. ATC check. Nothing online. Air France, where are you going? Are you off to Marseille? You're still at 36,000 feet, we don't have to worry about you. Marseille's actually got some ATC online. Plenty of flights going in and out to Budapest, that's typical. I really wish I had flown there tonight instead. Of course I did it yesterday. Right, let's concentrate on getting ourselves down in Geneva. Can't see much, I'm guessing it's probably because of the cloud. They did say it's going to be cloudy around here. Let's just make sure we can slow down in time. We'll keep an eye on that. Sometimes the descent profiles don't always work out and you come in too fast. I had that happen a couple of times, so we just need to keep an eye on the speed. Oh, and the lights suddenly appear. And what happened to that? We'll imagine we were in a cloud, okay? And it wasn't a graphical glitch. We'll be able to put our lights on in a minute as we pass 10,000 feet. That in the distance there, I do believe, is Geneva. We can now see in the distance. I'm going to switch over to the local QNH now, even though it's still a little bit above the transition altitude. Coming down to 10,000 feet, so we may as well get the lights on ready. There we go. We will arm the localizer in a minute. I feel a bit more comfortable if we slow down sooner rather than later. Okay, I'm going to arm the localizer. I'm going to have to put the speed brake out because we are above profile considerably. Oh jeez, how did we manage to get above so far above profile like that? Never mind, that's what speed brake's for. Okay, our diamonds appeared, which is good. Speeds. Ooh, come on, I need to pull up, slow down. I need this plane to slow down soonish. 6,000 we said, yeah? Okay, we're letting that, okay, we can go flaps 1 in a minute. It's all very dramatic, isn't it? Should be alright if I can get my speed under there and go flaps 1. We're underneath the okay, stow that. I don't know why we're sitting at 7,000 feet. We want to be at 6,000. Okay. I want to put approach on. There we go. And we're 15 miles out, so that's good. Don't know why we're speeding up. We have the glide slope and the localizer, which is good. We just need to start slowing down sooner rather than later. Jesus, we're not going to slow down, are we? Come on, come on, come on. I need to slow the plane down, kind of nowish. Ooh, drama. Come on, you are going to slow down. Looks a little bit offset. I don't think this is an offset approach, as far as I remember. It looks offset at the moment. Let me just get my charts up quickly. Is it an offset ILS? Doesn't appear to be. Weird. Sometimes they can come up a little bit offset on come on, slow. I need jeez, I need to get my flaps down. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get down below 200 and put my gear down. Oh, we're cutting it fine. We are cutting it fine. This is what I meant. Sometimes you have these approaches and the plane just does not want to slow down. It is quite a steep one as well. Okay, let's get this flaps down again. Let's slow that. Stand on. Okay, we're slowing down nicely now. We'll go gear down in a minute. Oh my god, those lights are a little bit bright, aren't they? Jesus. Ah, my eyes. Yeah, I think I need to tone those settings down in Xvision as well. Oh, actually I can do it in I can actually do it in Ultimate Weather for X-Plane. I think I need to okay, we'll go gear down. And then yeah, we'll start getting the plane slowed right down. Gear down, 3 green, spiders are armed, auto brake is armed, flaps are full. I'm being blinded by the lighting. Can't make up my mind whether I like it or not. Looks a little bit over the top, especially in the distance there. Oh, my eyes. That's insanely bright. I think I'm going to have to tone the brightness down a little bit.
2,500.
Holy crap, what was my eyes? Okay, we're fully configured for landing. We perhaps actually put our gear and everything down a little bit too soon. Typically you only do it around about now-ish. Anyway. Beautiful Geneva. Told you it looked nice. Of course if it was daylight you'd see the mountains and the lake. But it's still equally quite pleasant in the evening. Oh, those lights are just ridiculously bright. We'll turn them down for the next stream. Yeah, it's a little bit over the top on the brightness. So no responsibility for any damage to your eyes that you may incur from looking at the bright lighting on your on your screen. Right, let's see what we can do here. Ah, the ILS looks nicely aligned now. Oh god, that really is just over the top. Oh dearie me, that is horrendous.
1,000.
If you like your boom, then this is a stream for you.
Approaching 05.
Oh gee, that's just horrendous. I do apologise for this night lighting. It's way over the anyway, let's focus on landing. Okay, let's take the autopilot off. And we're a little bit high, no, we're good.
400.
Oops.
100 above.
A little bit low.
Minimum 200.
Oh, there's a few bumps on that runway. I'm pretty sure I did check that this airport wasn't too lumpy.
100.
Oh, it does look a bit lumpy there, doesn't it? At least we're not landing on that bit. I might have to redo this tile. There's that as a big
50, 40,
big lump there.
20, retard, 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 retard.
There we go.
Retard.
And that runway does need, no, that runway needs fixing. Damn it, I thought it was okay. I need to redo this auto tile. Hopefully it will stop before we go over this massive crater. Jesus wet. I honestly thought this auto tile was okay. Basically what this is, oh my god, look at that, no, massive crater. What this basically is my old ortho didn't support contoured runways. The new ortho fortunately does, so it's just a case of I need to go back and regenerate the tile. I could have sworn I checked it though, I do apologise. Anyway, we've still managed to make a pretty good landing. Landing rate is probably going to be miles away from what it should have been. Oh, minus 289, yeah, that's probably about right. Minus 289, so firm landing, which considering the surface of this runway, I think is quite, I can't believe it. I could have sworn this runway was okay. Anyway, welcome to Geneva. I now need to go away and regenerate this this tile. Yeah, it's a trouble. My old ortho just left the airports. The airports don't normally look like this. It's just a legacy of my old previous ortho. When I had the previous ortho version, which does the ground scenery, I had flattened runways, and now I use a new ortho. It supports the uneven runways, but the trouble is it doesn't work with my old tiles, which I need to go back and I thought I'd fixed them all. There's a few rogue ones out there. I will get them fixed. Fortunately, we still made a pretty good landing. It wasn't. If you want to see what a really bad ortho tile looks like, go onto my channel and check out my Naples approach and landing. Then you'll see what happens when the ortho unevenness is really bad. But this is a problem that's easily fixed. And in fact, if you're starting out on X-Plane and just use ortho for X-Plane 1.3, then you won't have a problem with this at all. So yeah, we'll just park up on stands, disconnect from VATSIM, and then we'll have a look at a couple of replays. And then I'll go away and fix my runway, fix the lighting. Next stream coming up is, as I say, probably going to be on Sunday. I don't know for sure what time yet. I may do it early afternoon, just after lunchtime UK time. So we'll see. I don't know yet. At some point on Sunday, I will be in the Zebo going from Kaunas down to Paphos. That will be on X-Plane once again. Right, let's just find somewhere to park up. Yeah, look at that massive crater over there. Jesus wet. These airports in X-Plane are all freeware, by the way. That's what I love about X-Plane. Problem with FSX and P3D is all the default airports look pretty much the same, very bland. None of this airport lighting. In X-Plane, you can get all that, and it is, oh my god, I'm going to go off the edge of a cliff here. It is, whee! it is free, and yes, I definitely need to redo this tile, don't I? One of these days, I really could have sworn I'd done this. Anyway, let's just park up here, top of this hill. Gonna have to literally put takeoff thrust on just to get up this hill. It's ridiculous. I know it's Switzerland, but you know, this is just daft. Okay, let's just park it there. Doesn't really matter where. And we'll shut the engines down. And I'll disconnect from VATSIM. Very important to remember to disconnect from VATSIM before doing a replay. Right, let me just file my PREP with my virtual easyJet. And okay. Let's have a look at that landing then, shall we? See, toggle replay mode. The other thing I love about X-Plane is the replay mode. It's a lot better than the P3D one. So anyway, this will just rewind us back. You know what, I was testing some weather the other day and I came to Geneva and it looked flat then, but I think it's because I was the other end of the runway. Ah, man. That's annoying. I should have checked it more thoroughly. Yeah, I don't know how many more rogue tiles I've got out there. I'm going to have to make a rule in future for my streams that I double check my airports, because it's really not good when this happens. Fortunately, I got away with it. But yeah, obviously we wouldn't have been able to take off from here, would we? I mean, you wait what happens in a minute as we rewind this. It comes off a massive cliff in a minute. There we go. Fortunately, the bit we landed on was reasonably flat. Right. So, as I say, the touchdown rate was 289, so unfortunately not a batter, but it's hardly surprising with the state of this. In fact, I need a thumbnail, so let me just take that as a screenshot. Hold on. There we go. No sounds on the replay for the Airbus A320. So yeah, you'll see there's this big dip here. Unfortunately, we just skip over it, and fortunately for us, land on a reasonably flat part of the runway. A little bit more off the centre line than I would have liked. That's not one of my greatest landings, to be honest. Let's have a look at the runway view, because that's always entertaining when it's uneven. You probably won't even see me land as I go over the hill. Yeah, you'll see me disappear down behind this dip in a minute. Check out the Naples one, because it's really funny when I do this view what happens. It is very funny. I do recommend you checking out that video, because you'll see this view and all of a sudden I'll shoot back up into the air when I go over the bump. Okay, a little look from the oops, went him too far away. From the ATC perspective, air traffic control tower. There we go. Yeah, I do need to tone that night lighting down a little bit. There's a little bit over the top. It's how it looks if you take a photograph, because of course you do a long exposure, you get it very bright. Yeah, I only say check it out because you'll see what happens when you get a ridiculous uneven runway. I have fixed that runway now. This is obviously another one. There shouldn't be too many more left to fix now. I don't know why the tail light isn't illuminating. It's a bit annoying. There we go. And then just to finish off on this stream, we will of course have everyone's favourite nice wing view, which gives us a nice view of the city as we come in to land. There we go. Actually, that looks really nice. Like I just need to tone the lighting down just a touch. It's a little bit too bright. Anyway, that just about brings me to the end of this stream. Thank you very much for joining me. I do realise you all had a choice of streams and videos to watch. I do appreciate you joining me on this one. I wish you all a very pleasant onward browsing journey through the internet, and hope to welcome you all on board another flight in the very near future. So once again, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for subscribing. Yeah, I've really enjoyed this stream. It's always fun when you got people to chat to. So yeah, look forward to hopefully seeing you all again in the very near future. And that is a goodbye from me for now.